If you have not yet lit a Shabbat candle, please come forward to do so. Please use the ramps. I always use the ramps. I've seen too many people fall. Hey. Hello, Herb. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, we don't enter. Okay, what did you do? Use the ramps? Hey, don't be a bad example. If you have not yet lit a Shabbat candle, please come forward and do so. Young Andrew is going to be a good example of lighting a candle. Come forward, young Andrew, to light. Are you scared of matches? Does your wife not let you use them yet? Samantha, come light candles. Young Andrew is too scared. Grab a seat. We're going to begin in just about 1 minute. You ready? Is you ready? Great, please.
Ya lai la lai lai, ya ra 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 ra, ya ra ra ra, ya ra 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 ra, ya ra ra ra, ya ra 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 ra, ya la lai, ya la 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 la, la lai lai, ya ra 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 ra, ya ra ra ra. Yai la la da da, yai da da da, yai la la da da, yai da da, yai da 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 da, ya la la da da, yai da 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 da, ya la la da la da, yai da da. La la la, yai da 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 da, la 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 la, yai da 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 da, la da da da, yai da 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 da, yai la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la da da, la da 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 da, ya la la.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is great to see everyone here this Shabbat. I know it's quite a warm day out. I know the valley can get a lot warmer, but it's one of our first hot days. And I appreciate you coming and enjoying Shabbat and the air conditioning together as a community. I want to say, though, it's not just Shabbat. We're also going to be kicking off Leah McCluskey's bat mitzvah. Let's give her a round of applause. Leah, stand up for the people who don't know you and give a wave. We're going to turn now to Hine Matov. Hine Matov is a prayer we sing that reminds us about the importance of community. It comes from our Torah, and it speaks about looking upon a community and seeing its beauty. And we sing these words reminding us that we come together to do good, to be kind, to realize what our goals should be. We truly are worth a melody. Hine Matov.
Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. טוב שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב הנה מה טוב יאללה לי יאללה לי יאללה לי הנה מה טוב הנה מה טוב יאללה לי יאללה לי יאללה לי הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד.
A rabbi would always observe a man running through his town, back and forth, from here to there, always so busy, always in such a rush, never taking time to look to his left or to his right or even behind him, just forward, forward, forward. And so one day the rabbi literally stood in front of him and stopped him and said, "Why are you rushing around? Where are you always going to?" And the man said, "I'm trying to grab a hold of as much life as I can. I want to catch and do everything I can." And the rabbi said to him, "Perhaps life is trying to catch up to you. Perhaps you just need to stop in one place for just a moment." That's Shabbat. We spend all week rushing around from here to there, always just moving forward. And on Shabbat, we stop. We let life catch up to us. We enjoy it. We relax into it, and we see its beauty. So we turn to page 636, V'yedid Nefesh, which also speaks about beauty and about God. Page 636, Yedid Nefesh.
Yedid Nefesh, Av HaRachaman, Mesochavdecha El Retzonecha, Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Hayam, Yishtachaveh El Muladarecha, Ye'erav Lo Yididutecha Minofet Tzuf Bechol Tam, Adonai Yalalayra Tziv HaOlam Yayra Nafshi Cholat Ahavatecha, Anael Narefa Nala Beharola Noam Zivecha, Az Titchazek Vetitrapeh V'ha'itala Simchat Olam. Yalalai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai, lai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai, yalalai-rai-rai-rai-rai-rai.
We're going to take a few moments for some meditation, some guided imagery. So why don't you put your books to the side so you don't have to hold on to them for a few moments. And if you can, I'd like you to sit up as straight as you can, in a comfortable position, a position that's comfortable for you. Maybe feet flat on the ground, if your feet reach the ground. And let your shoulders go down your back and have your chest rise up. And let your chin fall comfortably to wherever it may fall. And together, let's take a deep breath in, holding it and letting it out. Another deep breath in, holding it and letting it out. Another deep breath in, holding it and letting it out. Keep breathing in slowly and deeply, in and out. On an in-breath, take your hands and ball them into tight fists. Deep breath in, holding those fists tightly, 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 and on the out-breath, relax. Once again, tight fist on the breath in. And on the breath out, let your fingers relax. Once more, tight fist. Holding the breath, holding your fist tightly. And now breathe out. Let your fingers relax and find a place where they lay comfortably in your lap. Now let your head, your chin fall to your chest. And gently on a breath in, roll it to the left or right, just a little bit, not a full circle. Just slightly to the left on the breath in. And then back to the center on the breath out. Now going the opposite direction, breath in. Hold it. Breath out, relax. Opposite direction, breath in. Hold it. Breath out, relax. Once more, breath in. Let your head relax. Hold it and breath out and go back to center. On this breath in, have your shoulder blades touch behind you. Breath in. Holding it, breath out. Once more, breath in and shoulder blades touch. Holding it. And breath out and relax. Once more, breath in. Holding it. And relax. Keep breathing in slowly and deeply as I will share a guided imagery exercise with you. Imagine yourself standing in a field of soft grass, expansive. Imagine yourself barefoot in that grass. Feel the moisture of the grass beneath your feet. Feel the dirt. Feel your connection to the earth. See yourself dressed in white. A white dress, a white shirt, a white t-shirt, white shorts. Dress yourself up in white. And there you stand with your feet in the grass, dressed in white, and you feel a light breeze brush your skin. You look out into the distance and you see that the sun is about to set. And so you stare out into the distance and you see her, the Shabbat bride. And the Sabbath bride moves towards you. You feel her presence. You hear her voice. And she blesses you. What blessing does she provide this week? What blessing do you need? Take a moment and hear the Sabbath bride's words, meant just for you. The sun completes its setting. The Sabbath bride departs, and you turn for home. you turn towards Shabbat. One more deep breath in, holding it and letting it out. Slowly open your eyes. We're going to turn to page 138. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 of Lachadodi. That Sabbath bride we just imagined. We're going to invite her into our sanctuary. And on the final verse, we're going to rise, face the back door, and welcome her into our community.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד ישמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי אם מקור אברהם מראש מקדם נשוחה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה אוי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצוהלה תוך אמונה עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
You may be seated. We turn to page 142 for Shalom Aleichem. We just invited in the Sabbath bride. Now we're going to invite in some Sabbath angels. Tradition tells us that angels come every Friday night to offer us additional blessings. And we sing to them and we entice them to come into our homes and our sanctuaries. They bless us and then they move on to the next house or the next symbol, the sanctuary. And so we sing Shalom Aleichem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi HaSharet, מלאכי עליון, מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Leah, could you bring forward your family to light tonight's Shabbat candles? You can bring along cousins too, it's fine. As our Shabbat candles are lit, the angels and the Sabbath bride, whatever goodness there is floating out there in the world, it's going to enter our sanctuary through this gateway of light. And please, I'd like the family to come up nice and close. Lauren, you want to light? We're going to light our candles.
Yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai la lai, yalla lai lai lai, lai 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Turn to page 146 for the Baruch, the call to worship. I'd like everyone to please rise and to face the ark.
Lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. Lai la 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 lai rai, lai la 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 lai rai, rai 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 rai, lai rai 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 rai, lai la 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 lai rai, lai la 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 lai rai. Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai Hamevorach. המבורך, המבורך, לעולם ועד. המבורך, המבורך, לעולם ועד.
Please remain standing for the Shema. We take a moment, we cover our eyes, and we think about our connection to one another. The Shema.
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated unless your name is Leah, and then you should come to the cantor's podium to lead us in the Vahafta. Vahafta is on page 154. Leah will be leading us. She is not soloing the Vahafta, she is leading us in the Vahafta. And let us show support to her leadership by singing along. We are on page 154 for the Vahafta.
Okay. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol lavavcha uv'ho nafshecha uv'ho meotecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzaveha hayom al levavecha ve'shinatam levanecha bedibartam bam beshivtecha beveitecha uvleftecha vaderech uvshopbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha vehayu letotafot beineinecha uvtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim leilo lehem ani Adonai lolechem asher hotzetzi etem meretz Mitzrayim liot lahem lelohim ani Adonai lolechem.
Big Yasher Koach, good job.
Can I take one of these back?
We're now going to turn to page 158 for the Micha Mocha. Why don't we read the English translation in the middle of 158 as a way to introduce the singing of this prayer. Let's read together the middle of 158. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witness your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praise are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. The Micha Mocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, בו כהים לפני משה ומרים, צאלי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה.
We turn to page 160 to Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu speaks about how we ask God to protect us as we rest. And it's a metaphor for always being, having a protection around us whenever we were in a place of solitude or loneliness. It reminds us that God is always with us, always caring for us, always present for us. Hashkivenu, page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmo tzedenu uvoenu lechaim ulshalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
We turn to page 371 for the Misha Berach prayer. We say the Misha Berach for those who are ill of mind, body, or spirit. Tonight on our Misha Berach list, Amy Coiteau, Bruce Newman, Caleb Meshnick, Denise Fontaine, Lisa Sage, Louise Paleo, Lynn Newman, Mark Jeff, Micah Engber, Rachel Rapport, Marshall Kaplan, Gary Wartick, Edith Bloom, Norm Utan, Stacy Beaumont, Eileen Mavora, Milo Mandel, Hank Laufenberg, Neil Mitchell, Steve Lincoln, Robert Parks, Susan Vidal, Yoni Arusi, Charlotte Cohen, Ruth Greenbaum, Marla Wolkowitz, Michael Kohan, Young Kim, Esther Utan, Alex Duncan, Chase Heller, and Florence Ames. When we think of those held captive in Gaza, we think of those affected by acts of terrorism, warfare, anti-Semitism, and bigotry. We think of those caught in natural and unnatural disasters. We think of those healing from all too frequent gun violence. We think of those affected by cuts in the U.S. aid budget. And we think of those caring for the ill. If you have an additional name for our Misha Berach list, please share it with me now. Misha Berach Avatenu Fiumatenu. May the God of our ancestors grant refuah shlema, a complete and full healing to all those named this evening and to all those we hold in our hearts. And together we say, Amen.
Berachah leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Please rise if you are able. We are on page 164 for Tefillah, also called the Amidah, the standing prayer. As we stand, we have to remember to always act as if the power of God was in our hands, the power to reach out, the power to help, the power to make positive change in this world. The Amidah, page 164.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו משני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We are on page 172. Please pray silently from page 172 to 180. Please note that the traditional prayers are found on the right side of your book, and creative interpretations are found on the left. Read whatever you prefer.
וזמרת ים ויהי לי לישועה עוזי 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 וזמרת ים ויהי לי לישועה
We just finished last week the book of Leviticus. We finished the Levitical laws. We finished learning about how to sacrifice animals every which way. We finished learning about all the tithing and taxing that had to occur to please God and to help feed all those priests. And so this week we move into a new book. We move into the book of Numbers, but in Hebrew, Bamidbar, in a desert. And we find ourselves in a desert, about ready to enter the land of Canaan. And so we spent about a year preparing for this entry. All 2.4 million of us, or so the legend goes. And so the people, the memories they have, the stories they've heard about their days as a slave, their changes they've made over the years. As Israelites, they've developed a legal system. They've been given laws. They built the tent of meeting, the Mishkan. They created a society in the desert, a society built in the harshest of environments, a society based on ethics and on compassion. And it hasn't been easy. We spent time complaining and wondering if our lives weren't better in the land of Egypt, where we lived as slaves. How often do we look back a few years or 20 or 30 years and think about the good old days, forgetting about the harsh realities of what that life was like? But that's what they did an awful lot of. They looked back and said, if we were back in Egypt, life, even as slaves, was so much easier. And along the way, during this 40-year period, we broke a lot of rules and we were punished time and time again for our actions. Back at the beginning of our wandering, we even built a golden calf because we thought God had deserted us. But somehow we've managed to grow, to change. We've managed to arrive at this time and place because of the leadership of Moses, the leadership of Miriam, the leadership of Aaron. But these aren't our only three leaders or only three prophets. In this Shabbat's Parsha, the Torah describes the princes of each tribe. Yes, each tribe had a prince. 40 years out of slavery, and we had, well, a hierarchy, but a hierarchy in which we took pride. And so we find that each tribe they had their prince, they had their tribe, and they had their nation. And in the second chapter of Numbers, we learn Adonai spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "The Israelites shall camp each with his standard under the banners of their ancestral house. They shall camp around the tent of meeting at a distance." The tent of meeting, that's where God lived, in the very center of the community. And surrounding it were all 12 tribes. And our Torah goes into great detail, saying which tribe was where, who was to the sides, who was in front, who was in behind. And on average, we had about 160,000 people as part of each tribe surrounding the tent of meeting, surrounding God's, portable home. And each one had a banner. And each banner, according to our tradition, according to Numbers Rabbah, each banner was the same color as its corresponding stone on the high priest's breastplate. And the rabbis ask, why banners? And whenever I read this section, I think of banners, and I think about the Olympic parade. How many of you have seen the Olympic parades? And in come each country proudly waving their flag. They're there as part of an international community. They're there to compete in a collegial way. But they still have their flag. The flag which shows their heritage, their background, why they have great pride. But of course, the question becomes, why banners for the Israelites? Why did they need them? In a rabbinic text, a story is told. It speaks about the time of the giving of the Torah. We get the Torah on Shavuot, which starts Sunday night, and we're having a program here on Tuesday night. When the Torah was given to the Jewish people, they looked up into the heavens because they could see the heavens at this moment. And there were angels encircling God, and each angel held a banner around God. And each banner celebrated their relationship to Adonai. And so when it came to honoring the Mishkan, the Israelites wanted to do the same. They wanted to show their tribal pride while honoring God, while honoring holiness. And under each banner was an army, a standard. And the pride they must have felt at this moment as they took up their positions around the Holy of Holies, around the Mishkan, around the tent of meeting. Because from slaves to free people, they are now a nation who can govern and defend themselves. They're now a nation protecting what was important to them, just like the angels they saw on that first Shavuot. But at this moment, unlike other nations, they didn't defend a piece of land. They defended an idea. By encircling the Holy of Holies, they were saying, we believe in this idea of holiness, of a single God. We believe in an idea that unifies us, and that's what we're going to protect. I think in today's world, we forget that we should be protecting ideas more than anything else. Because that's what the Israelites teach us within this parsha. Find an idea that you can be proud of. Find an idea that unites your tribe, your community. Find an idea that is worth protecting. In their case, the idea was God, and they were encircling God. But each one of us might have a different value that we need to raise a banner to. So if you were going to raise a banner outside of your home tomorrow, next week, what would that banner say? What would it accomplish? How would it reflect you and your values? And how would it be used to unite and not to divide? And so this parsha reminds us that we need to find a way to find those symbols, to find those ideas that bring us together as a community. Ideas. Not a piece of land, not a piece of property, not a possession, but ideas. And as Jews, we've always protected our ideas. We must remember to continue to do that as we move into the future. So my blessing for each one of you this Shabbat. May the banner you raise metaphorically, or if you want, physically, speak to the goodness found within your hearts, found within your homes, found within your families, and found within your community. And may it always be worth sharing, and may it always be worth protecting. Shabbat Shalom. And now it's my honor to ask Shira Shur, board member extraordinaire, to come forward and and share some announcements with us. I'm going to put you right on the stage in front of me. Let's see. You don't have that. That's nothing you need. There you go.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I just want to begin by saying a huge thank you to Rabbi John and to our cantorial soloist, Dr. Joel Stein, for a really wonderful service, supported by Leah. Come up here. So I think we can all agree that based on the Ve'ahavta we heard, Leah's going to crush it tomorrow. Congratulations. I know you've worked really hard. I feel like very special to be the board member up here with you tonight because I've kind of been side by side on the journey with your family because I have a child in the same age grade level, and we've been B'nai Mitzvah revolutioning for like 4 years. And you've worked so hard and you've grown so much, and I know your family's extremely proud. Our whole community is really proud of you. Mazel Tov, enjoy the day. This is a Kiddush cup on behalf of Kol Tikva for you to enjoy for the rest of your life when you make Shabbat. Can I give you a hug? Thank you so much. You're welcome. I want to make a few thank yous for some generous sponsors for our Oneg tonight. First, I want to thank the McCluskey family. In honor of Leah's bat mitzvah, they're one of our sponsors. Thanks, guys. And I also want to thank Michaela Mendelson, who sponsored in honor and memory of Seymour Mendelson. Thank you, Michaela. And also Jonathan and Tina DeGan in memory of Sylvia and Martin DeGan. So I look forward to mingling with all of you in the Oneg. First, a couple quick announcements, nothing long tonight. As Rabbi John mentioned briefly a moment ago, Tuesday is a really, really special night. Whatever you were thinking you were doing on Tuesday, cancel it and come here because we're going to have a really fun, really inspirational Shavuot celebration. We're going to learn, we're going to connect. Rabbi John is teaching, a rabbinic intern, Paige, education intern Molly, and Samantha are all teaching. It's going to be a great night. There's going to be dinner. It's traditional to eat dairy on Shavuot, so dairy dinner, and I'm told like lots and lots of cheesecake. So come for the cheesecake, but come for the learning too, and please, please RSVP so that the staff and volunteers know how much to have. So make sure and sign up. And then while you're signing up for cheesecake, sign up for golf. Work off that cheesecake with some golf on Monday, June the 9th. If you know anyone who's a golfer and they haven't signed up yet, there's info on your Shalom sheet. It's going to be at the Spanish Hills Golf Course in Camarillo, and it will be a really, really fun day. Tzedakah tonight is all going to one of our amazing community partners, the West Valley Food Pantry. So please give if you can. There's a QR code on your Shalom sheet to give digitally, or you can drop good old-fashioned cash in the box next door. If you're new tonight, thank you for coming. Welcome. We're happy you're here. Everyone, please be safe and vigilant. Take care of yourselves and each other. Shabbat Shalom.
Time for a fill in the blank. We are now going to count the... You guys have been listening for the last 46 days. I'm impressed. So Joel is going to sing the blessing, then I'm going to count the day. We are on page, let me see what page we're on. We are on page 570 if you'd like to follow along in your books. I believe the counting of the day is also in your Shalom sheet. I could be wrong, I haven't looked yet. No, it is not in your Shalom sheet this week. So I have the sheet to count the days, though. Please, Joel.
הנני מוכן ומזומן לקיים מצוות עשה של צפירת העומר. ברוך אתה, אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על צפירת העומר.
Blessed are you, eternal our God, the sovereign of all, who has made us holy with your mitzvot, and commanded us concerning the counting of the Omer. Hayom Shmona v'arba'im, Yom Shehem, Shisha Shavaot, v'Shisha Yamim La Omer. Today is the 48th day, making 6 weeks and 6 days of the Omer. Tomorrow night concludes the counting, and Sunday night begins Shavuot. We now turn to page 598 for the mourner's Kaddish. And we think of those who have recently departed this earth. We begin by mentioning the names of 2 young people who were murdered just a week and a half ago while exiting a Washington, D.C. event. Yaron Lishinsky and Sarah Milgram, remembered by the Jewish community. 2 people murdered out of ignorance, out of bigotry, out of anti-Semitism. We also think about those within our community who have died in the recent past. Elaine Jensen, remembered by the Kate and Jensen families. Erwin Ames, remembered by the Ames family. Jordan Salney, remembered by the Decker family. And Annette Diamond, remembered by the Strom and Diamond families. We also hold in our prayers the hostages and soldiers we have lost in the current Mideast conflict, those taken by gun violence, those that have passed due to floods, fires, and other natural and unnatural disasters, those who have died due to changes in standardized, rational health care, and those that have no one but us to say Kaddish for them. We also think of those who died during this season in years past. Elisa Bennett, Charlotte Bernstein, Martin DeGan, Nathan Dietrich, Carlisle Eder, Faye Eisenberg, Norman Fine, Lorraine Friedman, Norman Garish, Ruth Glenn, Faye Gorenstein, Lima Greenspan, Oscar Gusto, Aline Hausman, Luba Holzkenner, Frida Karp, Durrell Lyons, Ruben Mandel, Seymour Mendelson, Sarah Metzenbaum, Warren Mullen, Sylvia Nemiroff, Gloria Sklar, Henry Schuster, Sam Sherman, Albert Stair, Hilda Stein, Ida Stein, Shirley Tyner, Max Waldman, David Zellermeyer, and Vicky Zipperstein. If you have an additional name for our Kaddish or Yortzeit list, please share it with me now. If you're in the first 7 days of mourning Shiva, I ask you to please rise. If you're in the first month of mourning Shloshim, I ask you to please rise. If you're in the first year of mourning, please rise. If you're observing a Yortzeit, please rise. These are the mourners in our midst. We rise to show them our love and our support. We are on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash me rabba, v'amad yivrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'galav yizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarak le'olam olamei amaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha barechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all who mourn, to all Israel, and to all humankind. And together we say, put down your books, put your arms around the people next to you. If you see someone standing alone, invite them into your aisle. Unless your name is Jordan, and you can come up here.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Hold them up high. Fill them with something you like to drink. I won't tell on you if you put a little whiskey in there. And here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen
L'chaim. Take a little sip. It's grape juice. No, it's actually vodka. Thank you very much. Hold this challah. I'd like to get everyone to come forward and to place their hand on the shoulder of the person in front of you. Come on forward. I'd like to give a shout out to tonight's other sponsors, the DeGan family and the Mendelson family. Thank you for sponsoring tonight. Let's all point to that. Come join us. We'll give you time.
Better stop me now. Not even touching anyone.
I'm waiting for everyone to come up. Here we go. We're almost complete here. To remind you people, to remind everyone, 5 o'clock Tuesday, Yizkor service, followed by 6 o'clock, Shavuot program. Please RSVP to the office as soon as you can. Tuesday night, we have a great program with lots of mini teachings. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, and then obviously dinner and cheesecake too. Let's point at that challah and go yummy, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Give somebody a kiss, give them a hug, say Shabbat Shalom, and then get some challah. And Leah, don't let go of the challah. Come get challah from Leah.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Please watch your step near the ramp. Please watch your step. There's oneg in the room. We have 3 oneg sponsors, so I hope there's oneg in the room next door. If not, see Tina. She's one of the sponsors, but she's also a president.